Hello and welcome to the next episode. Last episode we have taken out the first alien here in Canada, and now it's in our research department getting picked off, and we will do the hydrobiology project eventually. Not right now, because we do have other priorities. We will however research the Xeno lab here, because we will go for the orbital, so the tier 2 stations in orbit, after we have researched settlements here. And then we can use the beta modules tier 2 in space here eventually. But what we are going to do in this episode is we are going to use the information science lab here for the investment bonus to... No, that's the wrong one. We need the space lab, which we already have. I forgot that. We have that already. So we don't need to wait for this. Instead, we can just go and found our space platforms here. So let's do this. I'm going to do this now. Or do I want to wait until this is done? Probably I should. But that's like 2 months away. We can check it out. So let's do one station in Leo 2 here. And let's see what would it cost us. We want the space labs here for the investment into mission control. It will cost us 5 energy. So if we do, for example, this, and then we add a fission pile here, which gives us 20 energy, we would be at +5. So this would be the tab here. We would get 9% investment bonus. So we would need another 2 of that. So we can save this HAB template. And then we just... Yeah, I think we can afford that. We don't need to wait for the tech. Even though it would be much cheaper in regards to the boost costs. We should probably have done this earlier, but I was busy with other things. So we go to Leo 2 here. And... yeah, let's just do 3 more here. And the last one we are going to... not sure. So resistance, earth, only HABs, here we go. And and then we could apply the module here. So we are not going to override existing modules. So now we need to pick the modules that we want to override, which will be... which one is the one we did? Chakra Station was the one we did. So this one, and this one. Yeah, I renamed it Space Dog. Yeah, right. So we can... on the other hand, we only want to apply to these 2. It cost us 5 boost here. That's perfect. So we can do this, and there we go. So now these 2 are under construction here, all 3. And the last one we have to do manually because we now have 9 of those modules. We only get bonuses for 10. So we do the 10th one here. And now the big question is, what else do we want to maybe have? We don't need military. We don't... could get welfare though. So let's do it. Let's get welfare. It's a bit more expensive, but the boost costs are still acceptable. But now we are already at 26 mission control used. But we are also going to get all that nice investment bonus here on the 11th of April. So in a month we get better investment priorities here. So that's going to be massive. We can compare that before and after. So I'm actually going to jump forward to that point to just show the impact of this. Because research-wise we are waiting anyway, and on Earth we don't have much to do right now except guiding the nations that we own. So I'm going to just do this, and let's jump forward a month here. Well, and the month is almost over, and we have reached the point where the first outpost hab has settled down on Mars. Our mining module will arrive a month later, the first one, so that's going to be a bit later. But now we get 500 science as a reward. We should check where we want to put that, because we also finished a project here. We could, for example, go into augmented learning, which would get us a massive 10% boost for knowledge priority. That wouldn't be bad. That would be a very long-term investment. We could also go into the solid core fission reactor 2, because that's going to be our power source for a while. So that would unlock the project 3, of course, which would be useful. And I think that I do want to do it like this though. So we are going to win this one. We don't need to push hard here anymore. So instead I'm going to delay nuclear freighter a little bit and push the science reward rather into industrialization of space here. So we can now pick it. We get 500 and 200 science. So there we go. Xeno lab was finishing. That was to be expected. And our first outpost hubs here are arriving on Mars. And now we can see, we can go back here. Oh, actually that was already applied, the science reward. Okay, we can't apparently pick it anymore, sadly. So this, then we just finish up the nuclear freighters here. Sometimes, sorry, my voice is still crackling a bit from my winter cold endeavor. Sometimes certain events you can pick the science reward and then it gets applied when you pick it, but in this case apparently it was applied instantly, which is sad because we couldn't guide it into somewhere. We should have known that earlier. But most importantly now, I think we also want to start boosting industrialization of space harder here. So most importantly now is that the stations are going to finish up. So Shaka station here is going to finish on the 11th. So we are going to see, we have 24 investment points currently that we... Ooh, another alien. We are going to hunt that down as well. And 24 goes up to... Let's see. There we go, the stations are finishing. Wait a second, are they not finished yet? Am I doing something wrong here? Or does it only get applied at the next mission phase? That might be... So now we are up to 62%. Might be that it only gets applied in the next mission phase.
Wherever you live.
No, it went up. I needed a day to update. Wait a second. So let's pick here the next tech. Now I got surprised by this one. What did I want to do? Yeah, I wanted to go into... That was settlements, right? Yeah, that was settlements. Now we go into orbitals here to get the tier 2 station. Perfect. And we see now, instead of 24, we do now 29.5. So it got updated on the next day. And yeah, this is of course a massive difference now. So in the course of 5 months, we would get an additional mission control from the investment priority now. And this definitely is noteworthy because it applies to all of our nations which are currently doing mission control. So that's quite a lot. When we finish mission control here in Canada, which is relatively soon, we have to think about what we are going to do afterwards there. But that's a question for the future. And now we do still have a little bit of mission control left. And also we could check what is there in the org department. I'm going to do that in between now, so I'm not going to talk about that all too much now, because the general gist of that should be clear now. But I have to keep an eye on this. For example, this one is a really strong org, plus 20% military investment points. It's massive. It's almost always worth to pick up. But, for example, we are not going to do military a lot here. So I'm not sure that I want it. But it's also, if I don't pick it, that would really be a waste because it's such a strong org here. So I have to think about it. I need more admin somewhere and then can I pick it up somewhere. But yeah, this is just so good. Also plus 1% mission control, so it's worth something right now. We do also have this one, which is not bad. We have here one with 2 projects, so that's 10% speed on our personal projects. We have this one with mission control. Yeah, I have to investigate that in a second. And now the next thing I'm going to set up here is we do have about a few months until orbitals is coming in. We should check something. So orbitals will get us, let's see, under the full tech tree, orbitals here will give us the orbital core. We need the fission reactor array and the solar array, because then we could be less resource intensive on Earth. It would get us 40 energy, roughly, while the fission reactor array will get us a lot more. That's fusion. Fission gives us 85, so that's definitely a difference. I think I will stick to fission because we do have a decent income of fissions. But now the big question is, where is the Xeno level 2? So Xeno, we want the better Xenology lab. Ah, it's not unlocked yet. We don't know where it is. Okay. So probably we are going to get it soon. But I'm not sure if you maybe need space research or anything like that first before we can do Xeno research here. And that's something we want to get as quickly as possible, because that's a lot of bonuses that we can get for our relatively expensive private projects here on the alien department. And also we want energy research, we want social research and everything like that, but that's still going to take a while until we have reached that point. We have to make do with many tier 1 research labs for now when we have the orbitals. But I'm going to anyway make 3 more HABs here. So in Lear 2, where the others are as well. Here we go. So 3 more. And then I'm going to do a new design as well, because we are going to go into a Xeno lab here. Now the Xeno lab costs us 10 energy. So that's a bit more expensive. In hindsight, we could have mixed the Xeno lab and the Spice Science lab, so that we have done like 1 Xeno and 2 space, and then the fission pile here. We still could consider doing that and just adding in, for example, the information, and that also costs 10. We could have... Yeah, we could have changed that. I don't want to waste the resources now, so do I accept the inefficiency here? I probably should. Yeah, I'm going to accept this. So, like, we are going to do this like this here. So 1 will stay free for now. Because when we go to orbitals in a few months, it doesn't matter anyway, because we have to restructure our orbitals anyway. And now I'm going to save this template again and go to my overview here. And now we see that we have these 2 stations available here. So Lazaref and Roland. I'm going to apply a template here. We are going to apply the Xeno template. So Lazaref and Roland. And you're going to apply this. There we go. And now we are going to have 6 of those modules on the map. And I think 6 is fine for now. Our rate just... it only gets us +6 across a bonus detection for aliens on Earth, but I think that's fine. Actually, we have 1 too many, because we only can get 50% research bonus, and Xeno gives us 10% each. So we can change 1 here. We can, for example... There's a bit of a waste of resources now. But we could go... Is there something with 5 here left? Life science. Yes, so we are going to change 1 into life science here. And this way, this one is a bit more optimized. And we are going to restructure everything anyway in about May, June, July. 3 months anyway. So it doesn't matter that we are a slightly bit inefficient here. But now we have the stations on the map. These will get upgraded here. And I think we are fine for now. I mean, we could consider just to fill up the Leo 2 here with 1 more station. Because then the Leo 2 orbit is full, which means that no other faction will get there and do something that we regret. So let's put a fission pile here. And then what do we like? We do have space science done. We do have Xeno theoretically done. I mean, we can do one more here, so to get more detection on Earth still. So we are at +7 now. And then we can just do 2 more life science here. There we go. And that in total will get us a bit of research bonuses. It will get us a bit of investment bonuses towards welfare, mission control, and Xeno will not get us an investment bonus. But still, we do have welfare buff, we have mission control buffed, and the next one with the orbital tech will be that we get the knowledge investments buffed up as well, because that's going to be something we are going to do in the future, probably as well. But I have to consider probably government, or rather the social investments will be for next, because of the research bonuses that we need. Because these techs are always pretty big, and therefore we need any efficiency that we can gain here. But now, let's push forward, keep going, and get to the mining on the Mars, which is going to happen in the next month. Okay, we are in May, and another alien has revealed itself, Alpha 4 here. And I'm going to investigate him. So, I'm going to do this here. +2 should be enough, and we are going to try to take it out. So we currently have a chance of... Actually, we can invest 16 ops here. Maybe even 32. Let's do 32.
Taking them down.
We do have 16 income, that's a lot. The problem I'm facing currently is that I only have one agent who has protect target. With protect target, I could protect my own counselor, Felicia, here. So that if something goes wrong, she doesn't die. And I currently don't have anyone with that mission. So I'm trying to hunt that down in orcs here. That I maybe find someone. Oh, this one is a nice one, but I don't have the money currently. That's annoying. So sad, but we can't do anything about it, right? We could spoil here, but I don't want to. No, let's keep it like this. So let's take out the alien here. And we're also going to get the mining here.
Offering counsel.
In a few days. Ooh. Oh, really? Wow. Minus 20% mission control for 3 months. So that's bad, because that puts it at 34 now.
Personal interests,
Not great. Okay, we do have the better knowledge about it. So probably we don't need anything else. Ah, here we go. There's the settlement core. We want that. And now we do have a 90% chance of taking it out. Because there we go. Done. Because we do have by now 24 espionage with my orcs that I have bought and got over time. One less agent on Earth. There we go. And of course, whenever we can find and spot one, I'm going to try to hunt it down. So that's the plan here. Okay, and there we go. The first outpost mining base is done. Second one as well. So we do now have here a decent income suddenly. As you can see here now, it's going up really well. And we can use that to expand our lead here. Of course, we do have currently the minus 20%, which does hurt a lot. But everything proceeding nicely. And now we can... okay, this is fine, this is fine. We want these two. We can't afford to invest higher here. But we do need to get the settlement core next. And then from there we have to continue. So let's see how we can take over Earth science again. What we also can consider now is what do we want to do with, for example, these two empty building slots here. We do have 9 energy left, so we could, for example, put a lab here. Let's say a space science lab here. That would be possible when we have the resources. We still have to wait a few days until we have them. And then we could put down some science labs here on Mars as well to help our research efforts here. And of course we are going to get the settlement hub relatively soon. But now if you build the Now it would be finished in 30 days because we do have the space resources now. We don't need to ship anything in from Earth. Instead, we can take everything from Mars itself. And the big question now is, okay, what kind of research bonuses are going to be the most important ones in the next month to go? That would be social science, but that we can't make on Mars. Social science modules require, you can see that here, they can only build in Earth lunar system or on above worlds with 10,000 population. We could consider making them on our two moon bases here. That maybe would be an option. So we could put them here. And I think I'm going to do this. Or I'm going to abandon the moon bases now. That's also an option. Yeah, this one is pointless, the Limu base, but I think this one has... Yeah, this is our fissile income, so we are going to keep Ryong. But the other one we are going to abandon. So this one is going to get decommissioned now. So let's do this actually right now so that we get back the mission control for another Mars base here. Because we want to expand further on Mars and not on the moon, for example. But here, I'm going to put at least one social science module. The problem here is, of course, that we have the solar collector here. We could build the fission pile here. Then we do have 20 energy, and then we could replace these two. Yeah, that would be possible. So we have then 2 science modules there. And the same questions I have to ask myself here on every Mars base for now, until we later get into a settlement hub template, which we are going to use with nanofactory and so on. But that's something for in a few months when we have reached that point. And yeah, I think let's talk about the research priorities. So we cannot really get social science, but we can get life science, and we could go into energy science. And I think energy and materials will be very important for the researchers to come. So I'm going to see how many I can put down on the Mars bases here. And of course, when we have mission control, we should also continue expanding our Mars bases. And also there's a special other base I want to found, which I have to talk about as well, but we don't have mission control right now. So let's jump forward until we have. Okay, not a lot of time has passed, and the next alien has revealed itself, which is now in Guatemala. So we see the impact from the xenostations here. The xenostations will give us the detection on Earth, on alien agents on Earth, if they do something. And therefore they get detected here. And of course the aliens over time will not like this. But we are still far away from any escalation because we are extremely early in the campaign. Now, what we also now have achieved is roughly with the investment priority bonuses, we have now about 1 mission control per mission phase. So that's really good. So it goes up quickly. And let's see if it's going to be... And there we go. So now we have taken out 6, 4, and 3. And who knows where the next alien will come from. The interesting thing will be, do we see the alien sending out new agents? No, not yet, but that's going to be soon. So soon they are going to make a new escort or corvette class ship, which they're going to put an agent in and try to send that to Earth as well. But now we see that it went up by 1 star here, or because they definitely do not like what we do to them here. And...
things are stabilizing.
Well, we have to... They have to accept the fact that we are hunting them down now. Meanwhile, we do see the impact of getting rid of the moon base, that we have a short deficit of water until the next mining module comes up, which is Tourville here, which is going to be in a few weeks, and then we get a massive water income, so that's great as well. And I do have the mission control now. What I want to do, but I'm not going to do it as of yet, because we don't have the research for this, is I want to go to Mars and put a module here in the L1 of Sun Mars here. So in here. I might actually want to... Yeah, let's send it out already, so that we have it on our way, because in a year we should have the research done. What I want to do here is relatively simple. If we go to the full tree, there is a module called a solar mirror. And the solar mirror, we need to do a tech for this. The solar mirror allows us to put that on a station, and then every module on the planet behind the L1 position, or every base, will get additional energy production towards its solar modules. We are currently not using them, but we are going to benefit from this. And yeah, I want to test this out because I never played with the solar mirrors, because I usually play on a higher difficulty, so I'm brutal. And you have to be extremely conservative with mission control there to not take alien aggression. But here on the normal difficulty, we have a lot more leeway, more flexibility, and I want to test it out. How useful are the solar mirrors on these kind of stations there? So we have to go to the solar mirror array anyway, and eventually to get the tier 2 station. That one already gives +6 production to also solar powered modules on the space body here. And if we check out the mass here, our solar collector currently is producing 3, and that's not a lot compared to the fission pile, which produces 20. But if we get enough solar mirrors into orbit, we will be better than the fission pile. And that's the goal, what I want to try to achieve here. But that's of course quite a while away, and we do have to industrialize pretty hard to get this going, and we are still going to use boost here to get more bases on Mars itself. So as we can see here, also the initiative has arrived. What I also want to do is get a shipyard on Mars. I'm going to put that into orbit here as well soon, when we have the mission control. Because then we can make Marines later and just take over bases from the other factions. And we want to go hard on Mars here. That's going to be my style in this campaign. And there's a lot of stuff ongoing constantly at the same time here. But yeah, there's still a lot of stuff to do. And yeah, okay, let's see what the aliens are doing here. And they're flying around here. They have a fleet here apparently, and here as well. No, it's just a station. Okay, they have spread out in the solar system, as we can see. They are on Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Omir, and Pholus here. And they are going to continue expanding. We have to get faster and faster into space to eventually compete against them. There's still a lot to do. What I also want to do, by the way, is get a ship out here before any of the other faction does that, because there is a influence reward, I think, for the first ship in space. So the tin can here that we have designed, I'm going to queue that up here. I'm going to queue that up 2 times, actually. Oh no, just once here. There we go. For the purpose of getting the first ship of humanity into space. And then we can also go after the servants here and take out their station, ideally, if we can afford it. Ideally, I wanted to wait for the grid drive, but I think it's going to be too late for that. So, yeah, that's the constraint we currently have, and I don't want the alien lovers in orbit of Earth. That can only be negative, I guess. So, let's continue here a tiny bit before we cut this episode as well. Because a lot of stuff has happened which I didn't expect. So many alien agents have revealed. But that's the course of history here, apparently. Okay, we have reached the point where we want to be, more or less. And we have unlocked our orbital core. And we see here that it will unlock the fission reactor array, operation center, and solar array. So we are going to definitely pick that one. And this is going to be the most important project for now, if we can afford it. Looks like it, yes. I switched away into heat management here because we were about to lose this slot, so I had to invest a bit harder into this now. But in the next episode, we are going to see industrialization of space, electrostatic propulsion, and advanced fleet management concepts going to be finished. And we are getting closer to the finish line of the priorities that I mentioned in my last research video. So there will be the big topic of getting to the research campus, which is still left from the priority list. But that's the last one, more or less. And we are going to talk about the requirements for the research campus and the tier 2 research centers in the next episode, when we are going to talk about science again. Or maybe that's going to be in 2 episodes though. I think I'm going to do... No, wait a second. I think it should be in the next one. Yeah, I should make one next, because we're getting too close to stuff that I didn't have on my priority list now. And there are many things that we have to talk about in regards to, for example, quantum computing and quantum encryption that we need to take and get to. But now we do have a bit of mission control again available, and the event will soon disappear that disrupted this for 20%. And we can see that we also went up to 2000 science now, and we are nicely outputting more than 1 mission control per month per mission phase, and more than 2 per month now. So this is going up really quickly now. But what I wanted to say, what I want to finish with, is that we now can upgrade our outpost course into a settlement hub here. It will only take 40 days. I'm going to do this by hand now, because we could use a template for this, but we only have, I think, 3 modules here, or 3 bases available right now that we could upgrade, because I think this one is... Oh no, this one is done. It's only the mining module which isn't done yet. So we won, and the other ones... No, these are still under construction, so we can't and shouldn't upgrade those ones. But we're also going to upgrade the moon here, just for the purpose of... Because we have the mine anyway here, we can also use it for research then, and make use of that. And now we see we are back to 39 again, which is a problem. We have the ship under construction here, which is going to finish in 5 days. 50 days, I mean. So also in the next episode. And we are going to see orbitals in the next episode, which is therefore that we have to upgrade all of those stations. So we need to reserve, I think, 9 mission control for that alone. 10 with the space dock, plus more mission control for the Mars bases here. So that's a lot of stuff to do, and that's, of course, yeah, we have to get there. But also, what I want to point out now is the changed investment and bonuses that we can see here. For example, the best and most notable difference is now that we can do hydrobiology with 82% bonus, because we have the HEP modules, which give us 52%. 20% from our investigations, mostly the taking out of alien agent stuff, 10% from our resistance org, and then we have plus 50% from the engineering projects, which we also have in our organizations. So this one gets a whopping 132% bonus science output. So if we compare here, we invest 11% into it, which results in 6.6 progress per day. And here the same results in 13.2. That this is immensely faster, and therefore stacking these priorities and research bonuses is very important. We can also see the same here, because we do have 23% from orgs, and by now 25% from our HEP modules that we made, which were the space research modules that we did, which also gave space science modules, which we did for our mission control priority, but they also gave us space science research, which comes into play here now really nicely. And therefore the 2000 science that we have here are in reality a lot more than that. And so really stack these bonuses, and yeah, that's gotta be worth it. And now I can end this episode here with the final words that we have taken out 2 aliens here. We have expanded our space presence massively. We do now have a resource income, which we can use to make stations and ships, which we are going to continuously do now. that the game will escalate very quickly from this point onwards now, and our biggest constraint will be mission control, which we have to expand however possible. And for that purpose, we are going into the operations center so that our stations and bases can make their own mission control and do not cost us anymore. But yeah, leave a like and subscribe, and see you in the next episode where we talk research again.